Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Money League, our Premier League show as part of the TFT Football channel. Subscribe to the channel. Joining us today is the soccer dog himself from Canada. Harjas, how are you doing?
I'm good, brothers. I had a pretty good hamstring strain. I'm fully recovered now.
Oh, was it grade one and grade two? Oh my God, we need
You know
to.
what? This Canadian healthcare system, I was never gonna get that hamstring strain MRI before I got back out there. I like to think based on my timeline, it was grade two, but maybe I'm just an out of shape grade one.
Okay, that's good. Mills, how are you doing? How is life out there?
It's good. It's good. We had our first snowfall here in Virginia. First it was raining cats and dogs, and now it's snowing. So you never
There
know
you
what to
go.
expect in this weather. But I'm
Well,
not playing. But I'm not playing hurt. Much respect to Dr. Hodges for playing hurt today.
yeah. Talking about changes, looks like the Premier League is taking over European soccer. Lot of articles out there, a lot of pundits saying Premier League is pretty much killing European soccer. I feel it's kind of up and down. Arjus, what's your take on it? Take on that topic?
No, you can't hate on the Premier League. If you want to say something's killing football or killing soccer, you can hate on the what's the word I should use here? Almost sugar daddy owners in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
right? We've seen
Yep.
the rise of Manchester City, we saw the rise of Chelsea, we saw the rise of PSG. I mean, it's pretty simple economics. You invest lots of
Mm-hmm.
money into your team is going to be good. And if teams have wealthy owners, then they're going to attract players and be good. I mean, it's not just exclusive to the Premier League, right? Sure, there's
Mm-hmm.
more of that with the rise of Newcastle now, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
just that. So I think you can't just hate on England. You have to hate on the sugar daddy philosophy and the lack of UEFA actually implementing financial fair play.
Financial fair.
It's a,
Yeah,
it's a made up thing.
I think the whole financial fair play thing is there's a lot of loopholes in it, and teams are using it. And Premier League, their TV revenue, especially their international TV revenue, is close to like 422 million pounds. My bad, million pounds. So it's hilarious. And Chelsea spent 37% of the money in this transfer window. It combined Europe, and the amount of money Chelsea spent is more than La Liga, League One, Serie A, and Bundesliga combined. Hilarious. So I think
Mm.
that is why people are pissed off. Is the Premier League is pretty much dominating the transfer market, and eventually they're going to get all the best players, and Premier League is going to be unstoppable. So I think it's like it's kind of like a tricky situation. Mills, of course, you are a big fan of the oil money. What do you take on this?
Yeah, I said yeah. That's why we had the La Liga president coming out and like I said, pretty much saying that they were cheating, saying they were cheating because
Mm-hmm.
they spent nearly $1 billion in this January transfer window, 815 million to be precise,
Mm-hmm.
and really that was over. And like you said, that was over 40% more than what La Liga spent on some of their big things. And look at all the people they were able to get, all these great ones. Like I said, from they got that Joe Felix, they got Enzo Fernandez,
Mm-hmm.
like top form players like that, top class players who are in good form. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing stuff like that. Talk about the money
So
league. Exactly.
yeah, there you go. It's called the Money League for a reason, right? So I think we named it right. So Dr. Krabal, so what are your thoughts on Chelsea signing? So leaving aside like amount of money they spent, they literally brought in like 6 to 8 new players, and of
Yeah.
course like screwed up PSG by not sending Ziyech and their by not filing their paperwork, which is like the hilarious. I don't know. Chelsea is that incompetence, or are they trying to rib on PSG? I'm not sure. Uh, what are your thoughts on Chelsea? Is it going to be successful, or is it going to be another spending spree going down the gutters?
Well, I think the one big thing is they got a new owner, right? And I think that he wanted to put his fingertips onto this club. It was still
Mm-hmm.
Abramovich's team when looking out there on the field,
Mm-hmm.
and he looked at it like, what are they, 10th right now?
Yep.
We're a mid-table club, and I'm spending a lot on salary. These players suck. They're not my players, and I want to go out there and put my hands on this team. And like, if I was a really wealthy guy and bought a team and my team wasn't great, I'd be like, I'm going to invest a whole bunch of money in here too. I think that the short sightedness of it is that they're not signings that I think fit any sort of identity. I don't know if they're
Mhm.
necessarily building a team. Like the English Premier League is not an all-star game, right? You don't
Mhm.
just get the best
Yep,
players and put them out there. It's almost like when Manchester City first got money and they just bought
yep.
like
That's a good point.
Robinho and like they just bought strikers. It was like they were going to play a 2-1-7 formation, you know? I find it to be the same sort of thing. I don't see an identity to this. I don't know how you make an appropriate lineup with this. And ultimately, I don't think, it's going to translate into much of a difference. Maybe next year, but the thing is that next year you have a summer transfer window. So this team's going to
Mhm.
change again. So
Yep.
I don't get it at all. And I don't think it's going to make a difference. But it's pretty much just an owner, I think, who wanted to put his fingertips on this roster now.
I
The
think he's
funny,
building. I
go
think
ahead.
he's building through the midfield. Like from what I'm saying, it looks like he's building through the midfield because he bought in, like I said, Murdoch. He's a central attacking midfielder. He bought in Joe Felix. He's a winger, but he can also play like left midfield too. Also Enzo Fernandez. He can play right or center attacking midfield. I think he's trying to build, get some creativity in the midfield or something like that because they had like they were like bottom of the table in assists from midfield and stuff like that. It's mainly coming out wide and instead of having like Mason Mount or Kai Havertz doing the most of the work, heavy lifting. So like I'm thinking that's what I'm seeing, but like you said, they're building heavily in the midfield, and they only bought in like I think two defensive players, Noni Madike, and I think Malo Gusto. Those are the only two defenders I think they bought in, but mainly heavily investment in the midfield.
I think they overpaid for a lot of players.
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez, Benfica got him for $14 million at least 6 months ago. And you can't tell me just like a 3-week window in Qatar changed his player's trajectory to a $105 million player. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be a hit, but Chelsea already has Christian Pulisic. They have Havertz. They have Ziyech. They have a lot of players. I don't know what they're going to do with them. And we're talking about Mills. You're talking about midfield, right? Half of the midfield players they got them on loan. So in 6 months, they're going to be I don't know if they're going to sign him for a long-term contract. Joao Felix, they signed him for a loan. So like Graywell, you said, in 6 months, the team is going to look different. And in the short term, I don't see them going past like number 6 spot in the Premier League.
Yeah. And I mean, the other thing is like it's just an odd time. Like now you're just
Mm-hmm.
gonna slot these guys in. You've got matches ongoing. You've got a manager who hasn't to now like get to know these players in meaningful games rather than in preseason. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to get this to all gel. I think it's fine if you want to go out and do all this, but I think just be a bit focused and do it in the summer, which gives your team a chance to actually put it together.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't run a professional team. They're
Yep.
trying their best. Although
Yep.
we've seen
I
these
get
things
it.
times. Someone has a
Yep.
good World Cup, someone overspends on them, and then they crash and burn.
Yep. And talking about meaningful games, looks like Newcastle and Man United are going to battle for the most irrelevant trophy in England, the Carabao Cup. I don't know if, like, I'm a United fan. I don't know. I'm excited about this. Whether we win or lose, it makes absolutely no difference.
I
Mills, you're.
disagree. I disagree. Their last trophy was with Mourinho. The last trophy
I
that
know,
went
but
up. If you're used to glory and you've fallen that low, I'm not saying they've fallen that low, but you've fallen low. I think you still have to take those same steps to get back. So I think
Carabao Cup, dude, nobody cares about FA Cup has a meaning to it. Carabao Cup, oh come on, maybe for a Newcastle team it's probably like a big deal, but United, like, oh my god, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
You haven't won a domestic cup in a while, so I mean, it has some meaning to it. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think that's going to happen soon. Mills, I know like you follow a lot of U.S. soccer players and their personal lives, where they're moving and things like that. Looks like Leeds United is pretty much reliant on U.S. players. What are your thoughts? Have you been following? Looks like McKinney went out there too, and couple of experts came out and said McKinney made a mistake. Looks like Arsenal were wanted McKinney, and he didn't want to go there, and he picked Leeds over Arsenal. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, it said yeah, and then he gave a an interview to a reporter saying that it was a perfect fit. Now, like as we all know, Brendan Aronson and also Tyler Adams, that he they
Mhm.
play at Leeds, and they essentially play they're part of the midfield for the U.S. men's national team, and of course we know the American Jesse Marsh is the manager for that. So like it's a really American laden side, and but to answer the question. I really believe he could have done well at Arsenal because that system really does fit his game pretty much. He can play, and they would have used him in that shadow striker role that he was used at Juventus, and how like that they were that but Berhalter refused to do, but he's out, so we're not going to that. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's a true box to box guy who is great in the air, and who can come into arrive in the box late as like that false nine almost, and clean up any mess that on rebound. So that's what they would have used, and he would have been great behind like a Trussard or an Aubameyang. So yeah. So I really don't see. I'm not saying that Leeds is a good place for him to grow and stuff, but I think it was a bit of a gaffe on his part. He really should have gone with Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal or Aston Villa was the other one. Uh, Harges. So United signed this midfielder from Bayern Munich, Sabitzer. I think that was like a desperate move after Christian Eriksen was injured. Can you give us like an update on Christian Eriksen? And I don't know why we signed this guy because apparently Carrasco and Isco was offered. I would have preferred Carrasco more than this guy. Can you give us an update on the injury and what are we looking out here?
Yeah, I mean, so for Christian Eriksen, obviously, unfortunately, he's got that high ankle sprain. These things are really hard to come back from. I mean, we can see Patrick Mahomes out there hobbling for all us Americans out here too. So you can see it's going to be tough, and a sport like soccer, especially, it's going to be 6+ weeks that he's out, and so it's reasonable to go out and find a replacement for him. The other thing is when he comes back, it's going to take him a little bit of time to get up to fitness as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had one of these high ankle sprains as well. And it's tough. Like your ankle's really stiff after. And to be honest, like probably a bit stiff long term afterwards. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, even when he's back playing, to be back at his level. So I think the transfer window came at the right time for United. In terms of the replacement, I know very little about Marcel Sabitzer, but Ten Hag likes him, and he's been making some of the right decisions lately.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But Carrasco is a really good player. Yannick Carrasco. I would have liked him more than this guy. I don't know.
Better fit.
But you never know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Okay, let's jump into before that, Mason Greenwood. I don't know if you guys read about this news. Last year, Mason Greenwood from United, he was accused of sexual assault and he was arrested. United cut him immediately, removed all the memorabilia he had, and looks like all the charges were dropped against him. And a couple of hours later, United updated their website with him in the first team. I don't know how long it's going to take for Mason Greenwood to like get cleared to play, and on top of that, could he come back from this trauma? Like Dr. Grewal, have you like I know like it's tough to like compare, but like how difficult is it for a player to like, even if they're getting injured really bad, like coming back from an ACL, how do players come back from like this terrible mental lapse? Or I don't know, it's kind of a tough situation they're in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't envy their decision-making process at this point because he is a legally an innocent man, right? But that is not the only court. There is the public court of opinion. When you are a business, which is basically you just collect money from everybody else, right? I mean, they do provide a product, you provide entertainment, but still, it's not like they give as much. And so I don't envy their decision making. In terms of just looking at it from a standpoint of coming back, extremely difficult, right? Extremely difficult on so many levels for him. If we wanted to find an analogy, just quickly off the top of my head, like think of Michael Vick, right? Went to jail. So one is the time away from the sport, but then two is also the fact that, what is your headspace when you come back? You're going to catch so much vulgar content from the fans. You
Like
are going to
away
have
fans.
people protesting.
Away, oh
You
my
are going to
god.
get it from your opponents. People are going to be outside your house, your family, your extended family, your friends. And whether we're not going to sit here and argue about whether it's deserved or not, but the biggest thing is
It's a,
for him, he has to deal with that. And he's very young. And I don't know if he has a mental toughness for this. And I don't know if anyone does. So even
he's
though he
21
might come
years
back,
old.
get his fitness back, still be a really good player in a place like training where his teammates might accept him again, it's completely different to go out there on that pitch and perform. Michael Vick did it. Michael Vick got a second $100 million contract. He did it. I don't
Yeah.
know if Greenwood can do it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Again, he's 21 years old. Maybe he's stronger than we think. But again, like you said, it's the public court of opinion and how he's going to. I think you know what is similar, more similar? Deshaun Watson. Let's see how
Yeah.
he comes back from that.
Oh,
I
right.
think
Yeah.
that
So
is that.
is he Mike Vick or is he Deshaun Watson? Right? Which one?
There you go. There you go. There you go. I think
His
that's
level's
enough
good.
fun.
Deshaun Watson could be good next year, and then they're on
Yeah.
then it's all
Yeah.
the same, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Milty, let's jump into some of the games and go from there. What are the main matches we're looking for this week?
Yeah, so one of the bigger ones like this week I'm gonna say that the kind of the bigger clubs, I'm not gonna say they have like cupcake matches, but they should have like matches that they should potentially do relatively well in. One is Chelsea and Fulham. Chelsea is still
They better
like,
win. They spend so much money.
yeah, they better win. Yeah, they definitely better win. Like I said, Enzo Fernandez, he should be. He did a medical. They're waiting for the paperwork to clear. He should be available for that one. Raheem Sterling is still going to be out for a while with the thigh injury and stuff like that. He did return to training, and as did Ben Chilwell and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So they are returning. So that's good. Edouard Mendy, he should be out for a while because he actually fractured a finger. So he'll be out. Reece James, even though he is there, he's doubtful with the knee injury. Dennis Zakari, he's going to be out for a while with the thigh. So, and we all still know about Nicolo Conte and Christian Pulisic out with a thigh and knee injury, respectively. And for Fulham is coming in here pretty fit. The only one they have right there is Neskins Cabano. He actually and he's coming back he's still working his way back from the ruptured Achilles.
Yep. I think Chelsea is going to win this game. They have to win it just to prove everyone wrong. Harjas, any other take? Do you think Fulham's going to upset Chelsea?
Fulham's in poor form. Their goal differential is not that great, even though they're up there in the table. I think Chelsea finds a way to get 3 points.
Okay. The next big one is I think this is like a good game. Everton at Arsenal. Harjas, any takes on that game?
Man, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see Everton get relegated, but it honestly.
I know, right? That is so surprising.
And with that said, I think Arsenal walks all over them. I think that things have just gone so far sideways for Everton this year. They honestly might need to go down to just figure it out.
Yeah, Melts Arsenal to win.
I'm giving Arsenal. The Arsenal's top of the table, top form. So yeah, they're gonna go.
Okay, sweet. United play Crystal Palace. The last time we played Crystal Palace, they drew us in the 90th minute with a crazy, awesome free kick. I think United's has to take revenge out here and kind of set ourselves up for the Carabao Cup, right? The biggest cup in the country.
Just hating on the Carabao Cup right now,
dude. It means nothing. Come on. Harjas, United to win that game, Crystal Palace?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is the EPL. It's really hard to predict, but I'm leaning on the favorites this weekend.
Oh, okay. This is a big one. Tottenham versus Man City. I think this is going to be a bigger game than people think. It's a tough game for City. They're coming out some big wins. They beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. They lost to United, of course. They came back-to-back weeks. They beat everyone, crushed them. I think this is going to be a tough game. I think I'm picking Tottenham to upset Man City.
What? No.
Yeah. Okay. Mills, you are a City fan. Of course, you're going to say no. Harjas, you see a scenario Tottenham beating the City, right? Tottenham playing at home.
Tottenham beat City. I don't know what it is about that matchup. They're a tough game for Man City. I don't know why, but they are.
And Tottenham's playing at home. I think that makes a big difference. So
But they're down.
Tottenham's not in
But
the
they're
best
down.
form.
But they're down Pape Sarr. But like they're down Pape Sarr has a hip flexor injury, and Lucas Rodriguez da Silva has he potentially tore his calf. He potentially tore his calf, one of his calf muscles. And I mean, we're only down, and we should be getting well, we're not going to have Stone. We're not going to have Stones after that thigh muscular strain. But we should be getting Foden. But Foden should be back. Foden should be back from the ankle sprain. So I like where we are.
okay, well,
I
looks
don't
like
think City cares. City's punted on it. They're done with EPL. They won so many titles. They're done, man. They can see the EPL coming on Valentine's Day.
yeah, well, but okay,
Or
but the
Man City
Champions League. That's what. Come on.
Sorry.
Oh, no way, 4-0. The books are predicting City to win handily, but I think this is going to be either a draw or a Tottenham win. The final game, one of the big games, Liverpool play Wolves. I think Liverpool is going to win that game. Darwin Nunes came out today and said, like, I'm pretty much playing like pretty bad. I think he'll play well. I think Liverpool's going to win that game. Okay. That's awesome. I think a lot of exciting news after the transfer window was closed. Looks like now all the money matters is settled and we can get back into the real sport. Exciting games. Champions League is starting soon. Maybe we'll do a special in Champions League soon later next week.